Because of his troubled upbringing and complex family history, Vin Diesel loves and accepts everyone around him with an open heart. Tragically, though, his close friend and Fast Furious co-star Paul Walker died away. Walker remains one of the most beloved actors, even if he has passed away. Diesel continues to speak well of him and cherish the memories they shared, eager to bring him up anytime the chance presents itself. It was reasonable to assume that they also kept some secrets from one another, ones that they never shared with anyone outside of their exclusive circle. While Diesel was grieving, he was there for Paul's daughter Meadow, offering her solace and strength. So, tell me about Meadow Walker. For what reason did Paul Walker entrust Vin Diesel with her care? Come explore the facts of this stunning revelation with us as Vin Diesel, who is now 56 years old, affirms our worst suspicions at last. Paul Walker, who starred in the Fast and the Furious films, shocked the world when he died in 2013. Vin Diesel, the late actor's longtime friend and co-star, was deeply saddened by his death since he was like a brother to him. A unique place in Vin's heart belongs to his real buddy, and he has never forgotten or neglected to honor him, no matter how much time has passed. My deepest condolences go out to you, Pablo. Your entire life has changed this planet in ways you will never know. A few days later, Diesel posted a Facebook message that referred to his co-star, the Spanish version of Paul, by his loving nickname. I will always love you, Brian, as the brother you were on and off screen. While some performers may dislike being referred to by their roles, Paul Walker thoroughly enjoyed it. According to an interview by Vin Diesel, he thought it was the highest compliment ever when people called him Brian, and he loved it. In an interview, Vin Diesel mentioned a time he went out with Paul. A person among them referred to him as Brian. That was his favorite part, he remarked as we were driving away. Whenever someone calls me Brian, it makes my day. Because he was so insistent, it stayed with me forever. It was a lovely compliment in his eyes. That there was such a sense of pride in this legendary persona he created is something that continues to occupy my thoughts to this day. It was a superhero he built himself. And I suppose that moment symbolized a life that was less complicated. In their first on-screen collaboration, Paul Walker played Brian O'Connor and Vin Diesel was Dominic Toretto, the gang leader in the Fast and the Furious. The two actors began developing a lovely off-screen friendship that went beyond the emotional connection their characters had in the film. They became close at the beginning of the franchise and maintained that bond over the nearly 15 years it took to make the films 2001 to 2013. Their incredible bond extends far beyond their role as co-stars. Diesel is really the godfather of Meadow Walker, the daughter of his late friend. Diesel reflected on the studio's initial belief that it was making a classic vehicle movie and that it would be the last of its kind. He admitted that he wasn't sure if the plan was to make 7, 8, 9, or 10. As the conversation continued, Diesel brought up a commitment they had made: we're going to take this franchise and finish it at Fast 10. The sixth chapter of the beloved film series was announced by Walker to his followers on Twitter on November 30, 2013, informing them that it would soon be available. But Walker unfortunately died in an automobile accident a few hours after that. Walker, a famous philanthropist, spent the day attending a charity function. The actor's love of fast cars was identical to that of the character he had portrayed. The charity event was indeed hosted at Walker and Roger Rodas' high-performance vehicle store on that same day. Rodas abruptly lost control of the vehicle a few hundred yards distant as Walker sat in the passenger seat as they were driving away from the gathering. Those there tried to lend a hand as quickly as they could, but to no use. As news of the tragedy circulated rapidly through the media, Walker's friends could do little. The news of Walker's death startled admirers around the globe within hours. Paul Walker was a good buddy of Vin Diesel's. Diesel was crushed by the actor's death. He was irreparably damaged after the death of his best friend. But the actor has never stopped trying to honor Walker's memory by discussing their unique bond. In fact, he was known to cry on television during certain interviews. Out of anxiety for his goddaughter Meadow Walker, Diesel rushed to California the moment he heard the news. I arrived at the house and sobbed in front of his family, realizing that I needed their strength more than they did. I had assumed that they needed mine. Reuniting with Walker's mom, Cheryl, was a painful memory for Diesel. "I am deeply sorry," his mother remarked as she embraced me. "Sorry," I said. "You're the one who suffered the loss of a son." "Yes," she did say, "but you also lost part of yourself." After his trusted companion abruptly disappeared, Vin Diesel struggled to come to terms with the fact that they no longer relied on or looked out for one another. In particular, Walker's assistance in mending Diesel's broken bond with his mother was a tremendous boon to him. Diesel didn't even have time to grieve for his pal because Fast Furious 7 was still in production. Diesel was compelled to pretend that his late friend was physically present with him while filming following Walker's death. "They don't teach you in acting how to mourn someone while simultaneously pretending they're in a scene with you," he asserted, and he had been acting his whole life. Diesel praised Universal on The Jonathan Ross Show in October 2015, describing the studio as great and fantastic, collaborating with the production's aim to alter the conclusion in order to bid Walker a dignified farewell. We see Brian O'Connor, who transitioned from being a police officer to an FBI agent, Dom's accomplice and brother-in-law, riding off into the sunset alongside Mia Jordana Brewster and their kid Jack. Cody and Caleb, Walker's similarly tanned brothers, acted as body doubles for Walker's remaining sequences, which Diesel found comforting. More than anything else, having the family's support and their desire to honor the memory of someone they care about was empowering, as Diesel explained to Extra in 2015. "Their generosity and willingness to help were overwhelming, and they would have done everything for us to carry on our mission and fulfill our legacy. To us, that was of the utmost significance." Later that year, Diesel spoke to Jonathan Ross about how he would occasionally receive the response, "You know, just move on," while discussing Pablo or posting pictures on Facebook. The fraternity and deep ties in that franchise, however, go beyond the experience of filming the movies itself. Over the course of 15 years, you and your brother go from complete zero to hero. After a while, he disappears, plus it's a heavy ordeal. Walker and Diesel have an unshakable bond, and Diesel's closeness to his family has persisted even after Walker's death, providing them with a feeling of their father's spirit being with them. In honor of his late buddy Pauline, Diesel also named his second daughter Pauline. A unique relationship between the daughters of Diesel and Walker exemplifies how friendship can transcend boundaries, and the two families often get together. Keeping close to his goddaughter Meadow, who he claims takes excellent care of him, was Diesel's top priority. "Deliver me a happy Father's Day," Diesel exclaimed, describing her as the first person to wish him well on the day. "One of the most lovely things is to watch her with my kids. Sometimes it hits me really hard to watch her play with Pauline because I can't even begin to fathom the emotions my brother must be experiencing." Seeing his daughter Meadow walk down the aisle was a profound homage that Diesel paid to his late friend. The actor's devotion to Walker and the satisfaction of a responsibility that Walker's father would have had to carry out had he been alive at the time moved everyone with only one act. "Perhaps the worst things in life always lead to the best things," Diesel captioned an Instagram post. "Pablo, you will be smiling after looking at this photo. Your brotherly advice helped me prepare for the angel, and precious Meadow requested you to be her maid of honor. It's the same angel." When asked about his private life, Diesel responded, "I'm not going to put it out there on a magazine cover like some other actors. He clearly wants to keep private matters out of the public eye. My lineage includes Code of Silence, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Harrison Ford, and Marlon Brando. Diesel has a deep, unique voice." According to him, his voice broke when he was 15 years old, which gave him a more adult voice when he spoke on the phone, a voice he frequently employs in his acting roles. Diesel has been a fan of Dungeons & Dragons for a long time and penned the introduction to the 30th Anniversary Edition, a 2004 Dungeons & Dragons celebration. He has also spoken about his feelings toward the Dominican Republic and its multiculturalism. He was in an ad for Leonel Fernandez's campaign back when he was president, and he is friends with Fernandez. In 2009, he oversaw the production of Fast, Furious and Los Bandoleros in the country. Dietrich dated Fast and Furious co-star Michelle Rodriguez sometime around 2001. He has been seeing Mexican beauty Paloma Jimenez since 2007. They welcomed a son in 2010 and two daughters in 2008 and 2015, for a total of 3 children. The publication of Diesel's first single, I Will, in September 2020 marked his musical debut. "I am fortunate that on a year that I would ordinarily be on a movie set," he said, when he debuted the song on The Kelly Clarkson Show on September 24th. "Furthermore, you are aware that it is not feasible. I've found yet another medium through which to express myself creatively and with which to share my feelings with you." The estimated wealth of Vin Diesel is close to $225 million. His prosperous career in the film industry is the main contributor to his wealth, especially thanks to his performances in the phenomenally successful Fast and Furious film series. Diesel has been active in producing as well as acting, which has increased his income even further. Diesel has a diverse income stream that includes his work in other successful films, voice acting most notably as Groot in the MCU, and his engagement in several businesses. He has also benefited financially from sponsorship deals and collaborations thanks to his fame. Although it would have been fitting for Meadow Walker to follow in her late father's acting footsteps, she has instead decided to become a model. But she and her dad have one thing in common. These two are generous with their money. Through the Paul Walker Foundation, she is committed to carrying on her father's work. Meadow Walker's bond with her dad was profound. Actress Paul Walker, who passed away recently, the daughter of the famous Fast and Furious actor and his then-girlfriend Rebecca Soteros, Meadow was born in Los Angeles on November 4, 1998. She spent part of her childhood in Hawaii and only visited her father sometimes. She went back to her hometown of Los Angeles and lived with her dad after a while of joint custody. He tragically died in an automobile accident on November 30, 2013, less than a year after moving in. "Concerning my daughter, I felt hopeless for a long time. While she's in Hawaii, I'm frantically trying to catch up. Now that my kid lives with me full-time, she is my greatest companion." Paul spoke to Entertainment Weekly in the months leading up to his passing. Meadow has continued to honor her father's legacy through her philanthropic work and has been successful in the modeling industry since his passing. She is not only a member of the Fast and Furious franchise, but she has also kept in constant contact with his co-stars. Meadow began her career as a model in 2017, as mentioned in her Instagram account, using DNA Models as her agency. She is the face of Givenchy Beauty and has walked the runway for Proenza Schuler and Alexander McQueen, among other prominent designers. By posting a selfie of herself in an ad that hung over a department store's cosmetics counter in March 2023, Meadow commemorated a major career milestone with Givenchy. After the devastating loss of her father in September 2015, Meadow decided to seek justice by suing the manufacturers of the Porsche Carrera GT, the vehicle that her father's friend Roger Rudis was behind the wheel of when tragedy struck. The lawsuit claimed that Paul Walker might not have survived the crash, or that he might not have survived if the vehicle had basic safety features. Meadow and Porsche settled their lawsuit in 2017. Additionally, her trust was paid $10.1 million as a settlement from Roger Rudis' estate. The Paul Walker Foundation was introduced by Meadow in September 2015 to commemorate her father's 42nd birthday. Empowering youth and supporting the environment via spontaneous acts of kindness is the organization's main focus. Additionally, his legacy of protecting the ocean is carried on by the foundation. As I reflected about my dad, I couldn't help but think about all the things he was passionate about, as Meadow posted to Instagram alongside a throwback photo of herself and Paul. "I want to give the world a little bit of him, and that's why I started this foundation. I would love to tell others about that side of him." Meadow has been involved in a number of charity endeavors via the foundation. To help fund an outstanding student's efforts to solve pressing environmental or community issues, she established the PWF Do Good Scholarship in June 2022. After a short but intense romance, Meadow finally tied the knot in October 2021 at a secret ceremony on a Dominican beach with her guardian angel, Louis Thornton Allen. Vin Diesel, a close friend of the bride's father and co-star in Fast Furious, escorted her down the aisle as she wore a couture Givenchy gown to the wedding. Hania Riley Sinclair, who was Diesel's daughter, was also Meadow's maid of honor. In a touching homage to her late father, Meadow celebrates his birthday and remembers the day he died every year on Instagram. In 2021, she posted a throwback photo of herself as a newborn, clinging to an actor's cheek as he gently kissed her. "I will never stop loving and missing you." In the caption, she expressed her gratitude for being her best friend and said that she celebrates your life, love, and friendship every day. Meadow posted a heartfelt Instagram message in September 2023 to celebrate her father's impending 50th birthday. She shared a sweet old photo of the two of them, Walker and herself. "May my guardian angel have a happy birthday. I am so grateful for your unwavering support, wisdom, camaraderie, and the way you instilled in me an appreciation for the wonders of life," she captioned the photo. "You are loved by me, and I long for your presence frequently." On the 10th anniversary of her father's death in 2023, Meadow shared a video of Walker that had never been seen before. Meadow surprised her dad on his birthday and accompanied the moving video with the words, "10 years without you. I love you forever." The video was shared on Instagram. As a tribute to her late father, Meadow appeared in the final film in the Fast and Furious series. She posted an Instagram photo just before the May 19, 2023 premiere of Fast X that hints to her role in the film. Her caption was an homage to Walker and the smash hit movie series. "I was 1 year old when the first Fast came out. Observing my father Vin, Jordana, Michelle, Chris, and others on the set," Meadow wrote, "was a part of her childhood. I came into this hectic household because of my dad. I still can't believe I get to join the ranks of people who have witnessed my childhood." Meadow also thanked film producer Brandon Bertel and Fast X director Louis Leterrier for their support, understanding, and generosity throughout her time on set. Last but not least, she expressed her gratitude for the opportunity to carry on her father's work and keep it alive in her memory. Following the premiere of Fast and Furious, interviews were conducted with Diesel, Brewster, and Michelle Rodriguez, among others, to inquire about their time spent working with Meadow. According to Diesel, it really moved him to witness her want to pay tribute to her father and make a personal contribution to his legacy. "It was crucial," Rodriguez emphasized. "Paul's legacy will live on in the franchise, therefore this is crucial to us. We must keep that up as long as we are doing it," he said, his enthusiasm clearly still present. When asked about her experience working with the Fast X cast, Brewster said it was motivating to see Meadow work so hard.